And as it often does on the prairies at this time of year, the weather could be a factor here today.
Secondly, win special teams, good field position, and Doug Flutie has to throw the ball vertically down the football field.
Toronto Argonaut head coach Don Matthews, who spent so many years here as a defensive coordinator with the Edmonton Eskimos. Ron Lancaster, one victory away from becoming the Edmonton Eskimos' all-time winningest head coach. Back to receive for the Toronto Argonauts, number 31, Mike Pinball Clemens, and 86, Jimmy the Jet Cunningham. It is freezing here. Winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour, but all things considered, we're in pretty good shape. It's the Pinball at his 20. He wants to cut it up and does. He's got some room. He's across the 30, hits the 40, and is down at the 44-yard line of the Toronto Argonauts. Fleming, the kicker, downfield to make the tackle. On offense, Pinball Clemens, the only running back ever to go over 1,000 yards in receiving. A couple of good Canadian receivers, Paul Masadi and Tyrone Williams.
Ty Williams with a lot of experience, couple of years with the Dallas Cowboys, has come on strong. Good, solid possession receiver inside.
Doug Flutie makes it all go. 12 years out of Boston College. 4,810 passing yards coming in. First down at the 45. Robert Drummond, the big load, is taken down, but not after a struggle by Benny Goods, the all-Canadian defensive end. Defensively, the Edmonton Eskimos, Larry Ruck, the Canadian in the middle, Kavis Reed on the corner, Melvin Hunter up front, McCready, Goods, and Blue. That's a tough front four.
Melvin Hunter, 13 sacks so far this season. Puts a lot of pressure on the outside, and it will really test him today. He's going to have to get upfield and contain Doug Flutie with Leroy Blue's help on the other side.
Drummond with 707 rushing yards coming in, picks up about 3. Second down and 3 at the 52. Drummond again, ball is loose. The Eskimos have got it. It's coming back. It's Glenn Rogers Jr., who is tackled by Doug Flutie, and right away we've got the first turnover of the game. And Kep, one of the things you said the Eskimos could not do is turn it over. You didn't mention the Argo.
That's exactly right. They had not turned the ball over that many times this year. They don't cough it up very often, but that big, tough Edmonton defense caused a fumble rushing inside to a very sure-handed Robert Drummond. Take a look at this. Good exchange. Ball hits him up in the chest, just does not grab his hands around it. And Glenn Rogers Jr. is all over that football. Big turnover, and this is the key. You get that momentum swing very early in the game.
Danny McManus, the Eskimo quarterback, has played much better over the second half of the season. First down and 10 at the Toronto 37. He wants to throw on first. Delivers, incomplete, and Mark Tobert is drilled by Don Smith, the veteran cornerback. Let's take a look at that Eskimo offense. Flutie and Brown, the two big receivers. Tobert, who just got nailed, and Shalon Baker, the rookie of the year last year. Burson Blunt, a couple of horses in the backfield. Rod Cunha, playing his 255th game, anchors that offensive line.
It's amazing. I mean, that Rod Cunha came in and he played in 1992, but take a look at the shot that Donald Smith lays on Mark Tobert. Danny McManus led him out there and just hung him out to dry. And Donald Smith got the laundry and brought it home.
Second and 10, it's Blunt with a bit of a hole. He'll pick up about 6. And that'll put the Eskimos in shape for a field goal attempt.
Eric Blunt, one of the workhorses for the Edmonton Eskimos, 225 carries, 963 yards coming into this game out of the University of North Carolina, born in Ayden, North Carolina, back in my hometown around in that area.
Sean Fleming will come on to attempt the field goal. He's 27 out of 31 since his return to the Edmonton Eskimos. He's missed 2 inside the 40 this year. This will be a 37-yard attempt. The punter, Glenn Harper, will hold it for him.
Good solid kicker who had a pretty good shot at making the NFL with the Washington Redskins.
Flags, whistles, hold everything.
Edmonton goes with a shift. Let's see if they get called for procedure, or it could be an offside. Procedure it's going to be, Jeff.
Procedure it is, so they'll back it up 5 and try that one again. Okay, Harry. We talk about footing for a lot of the players, Kep. It's important for these kickers to be able to plan as well.
Edmonton, number 67, still third down.
Rod Knopp in 67, the center, just must have made a little movement with that ball quickly.
Third and 8 for the Eskimos.
Ron Lancaster's asking about it. But this guy right here, I remember that young kid when he came in 1982. Had an opportunity to play a few years with him, and he's still doing it today just as good as he did back then.
Bad snap, but they get it down, and Fleming is wide. It's going to go through for a single point. So the Argonauts dodge a bullet. They give up just the single as a result of that first turnover. The Toronto Argonauts coughed the football up in their first possession. They're going to get another crack at it. They escaped with just 1 point.
Well, it's been a stingy defense that Toronto has, and sometimes even a guy like Doug Flutie has had some off days through the course of the 96 season. This defense has come up big, turned the ball back over, put it into his hands, and made some things happen. Doug Flutie's got a chance now to see what he can do.
Split backs, 2 receivers to each side. Comes right back to Robert Drummond, who picks up 5 on the play, straight ahead to the 40.
Jeff, this is what I like about Doug Flutie. Same thing. He knew that Robert Drummond fumbled the ball the last time. He comes back the next play, runs almost exactly the same play, gives it to him again, say, listen, I got confidence in you. Now you get your confidence back, and let's make something happen this afternoon.
4,810 passing yards coming in. And he's got lots more to go. 2nd and 5 at the 40. Again, split backs. Flutie to throw. Over the middle, it's batted down by Derek McCready, the nose tackle.
Derek McCready stands 6'5". Now this is the advantage when Doug Flutie, who tips it out about 5'10", 5'11", takes that 3-step drop. He comes back, he sets up. It allows those defensive linemen to get their hands up. It's tough for him to thread it through the hands and the arms out there. Take a look. Quick step, fakes the inside. Now McCready gets up high. Once he realizes he's not going to get any further penetration, gets the hands up, knocks it down.
Mike Vanderjagt on to punt, 43.4-yard average. Don Blair and Gizmo Williams. It is a fake, and the Argos are going to get a huge play out of this to the Eskimo 25-20. Huge play. And slipping in the snow is Twain Dimitrition.
Don Matthews comes in with gimmick plays, at least 3 or 4 in every phase of the special teams. Whether it's a fake punt, fake field goal, the blocks that he sets up, he knew right now he needed something to set it up. Watch the direct snap. Nobody's paying any attention to the up backs Drummond. Everybody's got their eyes back in the field watching the kicker Vanderjagt. The only guy to come up and try to make the tackle is Henry Gizmo Williams. Finally pushes it out. Big play, keeps the momentum for Toronto.
Flutie in the shotgun. It'll be everybody out on first down. With time, into the end zone. Touchdown! Tyrone Williams. Tyrone Williams with his 8th touchdown of the season. And Doug Flutie has touchdown pass number 26. Here it is.
Doug Flutie has plenty of time. It's the post corner route, and Doug just hangs it up in the air, and Ty Williams runs underneath it. Not a defender close to him. Perfect timing, easy pitch and catch for the Major.
All set up by the 45-yard fake punt to Robert Drummond. Vanderjagt with the point after. It's good. And the Argos have now jumped up to a 7-1 lead. 10:47 to go in the opening quarter. That was fast.
That's fast. That's the way these guys work. The last time Doug Flutie and the Edmonton Eskimos met, he carried the ball. He set it out there. His first drive was 8 minutes and 25 seconds, 14 plays, and he puts it in for the score. This time, on his second possession, he goes hard, he goes deep to the corner, and he goes to Tyrone Williams, the sure-handed receiver out of Western Ontario.
Vanderjagt will handle the kickoff. And for the Edmonton Eskimos, who did such a good job defensively in the first couple of series, all of a sudden find themselves down by 6. My son Jarrell, for you.
You never, ever, at any time, get a time of play that you can take off when you're against the guy like Doug Flutie. Defensively, you have to grind it out every play, set it up, and play it just like it's the last play of the game or the first play of the game.
Gizmo Williams and Eric Blunt are back to receive for the Eskimos. With a breeze at his back, Vanderjagt gets his leg into it. It's the Gizmo at his 10. To the 20. He hits the 30 and hits the deck at the 32. Danny McManus and the Edmonton Eskimos now are ready to come out again. McManus with a lot of interception troubles early in the season, but he's settled down over the second half.
One of the very few quarterbacks in the league. He has thrown 23 interceptions this year to only 15 touchdown passes. He had a tough time. He has not been getting the kind of time that he wants. He's also been making some very poor reads, but in the past few games, he has come and really sharpened some of those skills and made some things happen.
He's got some weapons on that offense. Here's one of them, Eric Blunt. Cuts it inside. He'll pick up about 3 on the play. Here's that scoring drive, Kep.
Check it out, 4 plays, 70 yards. The time it is, 234. The 16-yard catch by Ty Williams, all set up by the fake punt that went to Robert Drummond.
Second down. Eddie Brown wide side to the left. Mark Tobert in a slot to the left. Darren Flutie also out to the left. In the shotgun, McManus. Into the far flat. He completes it, but short of the first down. Adrian Smith comes over to make the stop on Blunt, and the Eskimos will be forced to punt.
Exactly the situation that Toronto wants to try to keep Danny McManus and his offense in all day long. Second and long situation. They mix it up. They like to play a lot of man, but they'll come up and show man and then fall back and play into a zone and then react up and stop him short on Eric Blunt as they just did before the first down.
Glenn Harper, 42.1 yard average coming into this one. And the Jet is back. To Shanker. It's going to bounce a couple of times to Cunningham at his 38, and he just steps out of bounds. Go. So the Toronto Argonauts come back out with 9:20 to go in the opening quarter. They've got a 7-1 lead. Field's in better shape than we thought it would be. Doug Flutie and the Argonauts, first down and 10 at their own 39-yard line. 5 receivers wide side left. Flutie in the shotgun, wants to run the draw. The Eskimos don't want to let him, but he's going to get it done anyway, all by himself. The Eskimos had it sniffed out. That didn't stop Flutie.
This is a play that he has patented. He spreads out, gets that empty backfield set, puts everybody out, spreads the defense across the width of the field, and then he's just like a water bug. He's going to take it on that quarterback draw, try to fall in the open area. The field turf, with all that snow, it's been spread off, and they cleared it off very good. It should be fairly firm underneath there, and Doug Flutie did not look like he had any problem making his cuts.
They only need 3 now for the first down at the 46. Drummond gets the call. Fighting forward, Leroy Blue will take him down close to the first down. Leroy Blue, the 8-year veteran out of Bishop's University, a former first-round draft pick of the Eskimos.
That guy right there, Robert Drummond, in his 3rd year out of Syracuse, has been a mainstay. A couple of years he played in the same backfield in Baltimore with a guy by the name of Mike Pringle, who gets the job done pretty good. Don Matthews said that guy is probably the best kept secret all in the CFL until this year when he started to highlight him, and when he got a chance to show, man, did that light go on very brightly.
Sure did. Spent a couple of years in the National Football League and then drifted north, and as you said, used primarily as a blocking back. It is a first down. Just shy of the Toronto 50-yard line. Dwayne Dimitrition wide side to the left. Pinball Clemens and Drummond and Williams also out to the left. Flutie swings it out of the backfield to Jimmy the Jet Cunningham, who slips shy of midfield. He's down by Willie Pless at the 53.
The philosophy to what Doug Flutie wants to do there is great. He wants to swing it out, get it to him early. Now see if he can work one-on-one against could be and arguably the best middle linebacker in the CFL, Willie Pless, and Willie's having nothing to do with it. He puts the Jet off the runway.
Willie Pless leading his team in tackles, which he perennially does. CFL's all-time leader. Second down. And a long 6. Flutie in the gun with time over the middle, complete for the first down and drop. Well, Ty Williams had it and couldn't hang on.
Had it right in his hands. Doug Flutie couldn't have thrown that ball any better. In the midst of a crowd, Ty Williams just did not look it in very well. Glenn Rogers Jr., one of the defenders in the area.
Rogers with 7 interceptions this year around the football. He's around this one. Catchable ball.
Very catchable. Allowed Williams to be able to work behind the linebacker Dixon. Doug Flutie again, he'll come back and you'll see him very soon in the next series of plays. Throw Williams a pass and make sure his confidence stays in this ball game.
Here's Mike Vanderjack. This is not anything of beauty. He squibs it towards the far sidelines, gets a pretty good bounce out of bounds inside the Eskimo 20 to the 18-yard line. Don Blair, who last year won the Heck Crichton Trophy as the outstanding collegiate player in Canada, back there to receive it, couldn't get a handle on it. Danny McManus comes out working with a long field, down 7-1, 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Danny McManus has had his trouble through the course of this season of establishing his offense, maintaining possession drives, moving the chains, getting first downs. You can see his numbers through the course of the season. 2 years ago, a member of the BC Lions and the Grey Cup champions.
Came off the bench to help win that game. From the shotgun on first down, McManus has a lot of time. He's going deep for Flutie. It's almost intercepted. Great coverage up the near sidelines by the veteran Ed Berry.
Ed Berry, in his 9th year out of Utah State, seen a lot of plays from the Edmonton Eskimos. Had an opportunity, came through Edmonton last year for a while, able to sign back with Toronto this year. He knows the personnel on this receiving core that Danny McManus needs to use today.
Second down and 10. Eskimos. Ball is at their own 19. Again, McManus in the gun. Here come the Argos. He delivers over the middle. Has his man short of the first down, but close. Mark Tobert makes the catch and hangs on after taking a pretty good hit.
Johnny Harris comes up, number 7, makes that stick and drives him back. It'll depend on the spot. It does look to be about a yard, yard and a half short. Ron Lancaster wastes no time deep in his own end. Says kick this ball away.
Tobert, a third-year Canadian out of the University of Alberta, at home playing in the cold. And it's chilly here today.
And the only scary part about it, Jeff, it's going to get colder. The hawk will be flying over Edmonton real soon, and there will be a lot of people bundled up a lot more than they are today.
Jimmy Cunningham already with 2 punt return touchdowns this season. Will get a chance to handle this. A great punt. Cunningham all the way back to his 35. To the 40. Look out. 50. Midfield. He's into Eskimo territory to the 44. Great burst of speed by Jimmy the Jet Cunningham, and the Argos will have great field position with 5:36 to go in the opening quarter. Pinball Clemens, his partner back there on the kickoff returns. Pinball was at one time the premier returner for these Toronto Argonauts, but the Jet has taken over, and you can see why.
Jeff, at one time, Pinball Clemens, he was the premier player on the Toronto Argonauts, and what has happened this year is that he's been surrounded by so many other weapons, he gets the highlights. Not any defense can just key on Mike Pinball Clemens anymore. Doug Flutie has too many.
Everybody out, halfback blitz, flags are down. Here's the pinball. He gets the ball and is shoved out of bounds by Larry Ruck. Not only is Jimmy Cunningham #1 in all-purpose yards in the league, but the pinball is #2 this year. We do have a penalty. Jake Ireland will give us the signal.
Let's go holding against Toronto. Bring
holding.
it back.
Toronto number 64. Repeat first down.
Chuck Bradley, the 4-year veteran out of Kentucky. When you're 6'6" and 320 pounds, if you do something wrong, you can't hide. 98 catches for Pinball Clemens this year. How about that? And as we said, the first running back to go over 1,000 yards. Bit of a misnomer, Kept, because he doesn't line up in the backfield that often.
No, he doesn't. They like to use him. They want to put him out and put him in the slot, see if they can get a mismatch on a linebacker, or they make a defense use an extra DB.
Flutie delivers incomplete. Ball is trapped back around the original line of scrimmage by Cunningham.
Cunningham has just made such a great impression, not necessarily at his wide-out position, but he has such great speed that you really have to respect him as a defense. And if they don't respect him, Doug Flutie will certainly take it to the house with that kid. But what he has done, he is instant field position on the special teams. Once his hands touch the ball out of Howard University, this guy can be just electrifying.
The jet and the pinball. In slots to the left, Flutie in the shotgun. On 2nd and 20. Now he's scrambling. Throws on the run, incomplete. Flutie got himself out of trouble, but it's still going to be 3rd and 20.
Doug may want to take that back. He and Mike talking to one another. You can see Mike with a little smile on his face as Doug comes outside. He thinks, I'm going to settle down in there. Maybe Doug had a lot of turf in front of him. He felt that Doug was going to run it for the first down. Had plenty of ground in front of him to do that.
The Eskimo bench, there's Tom Higgins on the left. Ron Lancaster. We're going to try to slow him down a little bit. We know we can't stop him. Don Blair at his 8. Looking for some room. Gets one block from the Gizmo and is corralled. Good downfield coverage by the Toronto Argonauts back around the 7-yard line. Mike Moriali downfield to make the stop for the Argonauts. And once again, the Eskimos working with a long field. Eric Blunt and the Edmonton Eskimos down deep in their own end. Danny McManus dumps it over the middle to Blunt, and he'll get up to about the 15-yard line. Michael O'Shea, the middle linebacker.
Mike O'Shea had a great tryout camp with the Detroit Lions. He's able to come back to Toronto, played for a couple of years in Hamilton. Hamilton thought he was going to be able to sign him back again this year. 6'3", about 245, able to move very well from sideline to sideline, covers that quick hot route.
2nd and about 4 for the Eskimos. McManus with his backs in the eyes. Second man through is Blunt, and he doesn't even see the line of scrimmage.
All he sees is white jerseys and penetration there. That offensive line up front had no search whatsoever for the Edmonton Eskimos in a 2nd and short crucial situation. Toronto Argonauts wanted it a little bit more. That's why he got stuffed. Take a look. As soon as he gets his hands on the ball, boom, nothing but white jerseys around him. Everybody just meet at Eric Blunt.
Don Wilson, 13 years out of North Carolina State, the first man there, but he had lots of help. And Harper stands 2 yards deep in his end zone.
Wait till you see the field position the Jet will give him now.
This one hangs high. It's the Jet at the 48. Little step back, now a step forward. Down to the 25-yard line, Jimmy the Jet Cunningham. And you were right, Kep, that is instant field position.
The great thing about this kid is that he plays with a lot of heart. He's not that big. He's 5'6", about 160 pounds. He's out of Houston, Texas. But his team, the return guys know, the other 11 guys out there on that field, all I have to do is get a piece of my man. If I just get a small block, this guy has a chance to break it every time he touches the ball.
The Argos working with a short field at the Eskimo 25-yard line. Drummond and the pinball are in the backfield. Flutie on the keeper. Larry Ruck will wrap him up. That was an odd-looking play.
Well, Doug saw that. He made a little gesture to the back like he wanted to move Robert Drummond around, like he may have thought about giving the ball to him. And then it was just a straight quarterback dive. He was going to take it, try to find a little seam, a little gap, and hopefully surprise the Edmonton Eskimos. But as you said, Larry Ruck wasn't having anything to do with it.
Does he do that on his own at the line of scrimmage?
I think he does. I think he has the ability, and I think also he has the green light. Anytime he sees something out there, Doug Flutie calls the play that he wants to run.
2nd and 7. Lots of time. He wants it all. It is broken up in the end zone. Ty Williams never saw the truck that hit him. Trent Brown, the safety, laid the lumber on Ty Williams.
Maybe we've seen a couple of shots today. Ty Williams took a shot there by Trent Brown. The shot earlier that Donald Smith hit Mark Tolbert just bent them both over. Watch the safety. Now he's going to be right in the middle of your screen. Trent Brown in the back. Doug Flutie doesn't see him. Trent takes the shot. Maybe if he'd have played the ball, that could have been a pick going the other way. But as a defensive player, it doesn't feel nearly as good catching the ball as it does hitting the guy right in the chops.
Tyrone's slow to get up. The training staff's out there having a word with him to make sure he's all right. But Trent Brown has earned a reputation as one of the big hitters in this league this year.
He has. Look at the heat. Doug Flutie throwing under pressure. Now, this has been a patented kind of move that Doug does. He throws the ball, releases it, and he spins out of there all at the same time. It's very hard for a defensive player to get a good, clean shot on number 2.
Mike Vanderjack looking to put his team up 10-1. We're down into the last couple of minutes of the opening quarter. It'll be a 30-yard attempt. Flutie will spot it for him. He missed. A single point. That's a disappointment after the kind of field position the Argos had to come away with just one.
Tremendous surge up front. Benny Goods, McCready, Mike Sellers, Melvin Hunter, those guys were in there and just drove a couple of those offensive linemen of Toronto right back in the face of Mike Vanderjack. Got the kick away and he just pulled it left.
Don Matthews isn't happy about that, of course. He spends a lot of time making sure his guys work the ball into field position. The kickers better get their job done.
Well, more importantly, Don Matthews is one of those head coaches that's involved in the coaching per se. He works with the defense. He works definitely with the special teams.
It's going to be a first down for the Eskimos. Turning around the far end is Tony Burst, the fullback. This guy is a load, Kep.
6'1", about 220, out of Lafayette, Georgia. Played at Middle Tennessee State. Had an opportunity last year. He was with the backfield at the San Antonio Texans. You give him the ball, he makes one guy miss you, and then, buddy, you better buckle your chin strap. If you're going to go low, you better hit him at the ankles, because if not, he's going to run over you.
McManus from the shotgun at his own 52. He's got Shalon Baker at the 33-yard line of the Toronto Argonauts. The Rookie of the Year last year in the Canadian Football League out of Montana has seen his productivity drop off this year, but he can still make big plays.
He really has. Now look how Danny McManus reads the defense, hits the seam route right before the safety Namako can get over there, lays that ball in, and Shalon Baker knew he was going to take a shot, but concentrated, made that reception.
First down at the Toronto 33. Blunt was supposed to go inside. There was nothing there. Trying to take it outside, but Don Wilson comes over to make the stop. There is a flag.
Donnie Wilson is one of those players. This is in his 10th season. He's calling holding against the Edmonton Eskimos. Played with Toronto early in the season. Has come and played a few years with the Edmonton Eskimos. Let's listen to the call.
Holding, Edmonton number 34. Repeat first down.
And he's one of those tweeners, Jeff. You know, he played halfback most of his career, and now with the throwing game really taking a lot of the percentage plays of offense, he stepped up. He's about 200 pounds. He plays that outside linebacker. He can run with man-to-man coverage, and he's got the strength to be able to play the rush.
First down and 20 at the 42-yard line. This will be the last play of the quarter. McManus wants the screen. He's got Burst. Burst doesn't get a lot of help, and he has to fight his way forward to about the 36-yard line just to get a few of those yards back. Michael O'Shea over to make the hit. 15 minutes in the books. The Toronto Argonauts lead the Edmonton Eskimos 8-1. Don Matthews in control. We got a good one going at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton today. The Edmonton Eskimos and the Toronto Argonauts. I'm Jeff Currier with Dan Kepley. Glad to have you with us today on the Deuce. The Eskimos trailing this one 8-1. First play of the second quarter. They are second down and 14 at the Toronto 36. Danny McManus was set up in the gun.
Here comes the halfback blitz.
Incomplete. He threw the out, and Tolbert took it inside, and that'll bring about a third down.
Danny Mac thought he had the pattern that he wanted in a halfback blitz. You know, you've got man coverage in the back end. Was able to have plenty of time to throw the ball. Tolbert, when he hooked that ball up, he slid to the inside. Danny thought exactly as you said, Jeff. Thought he was going to slide to the outside.
Danny Mac hasn't been able to get Eddie Brown or Darren Flutie involved in the offense yet.
Well, these are guys that it's hard to get everybody involved in it. You know what I mean? They got one football out there. Eddie Brown is a guy you need to go to early. He needs to get into the football game. He needs to feel like he's part of it, and he needs to establish himself as a threat.
Sean Fleming with a 43-yard attempt. It's wide, and it's coming out. And slipping and falling at the 2. The ball is loose. And the Eskimos do have it. First and goal, Eskimos.
That's an opportunity right there. I think that Jimmy the Jet Cunningham made a very fatal decision that was wrong to bring that ball out. The coverage team of the Eskimos were all over it. Take a look at this. The ball's only about 5 yards deep in the end zone. There's Rod Knopp, the first guy down. Cunningham, when he hit the turf, the ball came loose, and the Edmonton Eskimos recovered. Ryham, the big offensive left tackle, Thomas, out of Alabama, in his 7th year in the pro football.
Second fumble of the day for the Argos, but this one sets the Eskimos up. First down and goal at the 2-yard line. Rod Knopp, the all-time leader in games played as an Eskimo, over the ball. McManus in under. Willie Pless, the linebacker, scores the touchdown. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
Now, it starts to get pretty scary in this league when you take an athlete like that, and this is a compliment to that man right there, Willie Pless. In his 11th year out of Kansas University, this guy has done it all. 3 times MVP defensive player in this league. He rushes the ball for, as you said, his 4th rushing touchdown. He has caught touchdown passes coming out of the backfield. He has more touchdowns this year than some of the running backs in this league. Most of them, I should say.
That's number 4. And that means that we've got a tie football game. Toronto 8, Edmonton 8. A couple of big plays in the first quarter. A 45-yard fake punt run by the Toronto Argonauts to Robert Drummond, set up a Doug Flutie to Tyrone Williams touchdown toss. And here Willie Pless takes it in from 2 yards out. We're all tied up. Welcome back to Commonwealth Stadium. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage of today's game.
Chris Perez, the injured left tackle of the Toronto Argonauts, goes off, and as you said earlier, Jeff, that's Dan Payne that'll come on. And speaking of Payne, you can see Chris Perez grimacing in it on the sideline.
Dan Payne is going to be hard to miss out there. He admits to being somewhere in the neighborhood of 300. He's about a midnight snack away from 350.
Hey, and you know him pretty well. You do the radio broadcast over there for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, so you've seen a lot of this guy back in his days when he was there, huh?
That's right. And Dan, in fact, was, when he was a little lighter than that, was an Olympic wrestler. In fact, he was 8th in the heavyweight wrestling division in Seoul, Korea, the Olympics there.
That's a big man. That's just a huge man. You look at the shoulders and the arms on that big guy.
It's bad when you get a shoe shine. You got to take the guy's word for it.
I tell you what, you tell him that up close and personal. See what it's like. I like doing it from long distance.
Well, this is a showdown of the most productive offense in the league and the stingiest defense in the league.
What a matchup. You know, these are like 2 world-class fighters just going toe-to-toe at it.
First down, Argos. Flutie with the play action over the middle. Complete. First down and lots more. Tyrone Williams.
Ty Williams is having his fill out there of Glenn Rogers Jr. He's just using him as well as he wants to. Take a look. Doug Flutie, that quick set, 3-step drop, and that good sharp release. Ty Williams is able to get to the inside of Glenn Rogers. Doug Flutie hits him in stride, and he just keeps running and picks up big yardage.
First down, Toronto at the 21. Split backs, balance set. Flutie with the play action again, throws into the far flat for the pinball. It's incomplete, and we're going to have a late hit charged against the Edmonton Eskimos. Benny Goods.
That's it. Number 40 is going to get in there. Benny just took a shot at Doug Flutie. He must have saw that Keys when I talked about face planting him in the turf. But you got to do it in between the whistles.
Roughing the passer, Edmonton number 40, first down.
All-star the last couple of years, Benny Goods. 7 years out of Alcorn State, spent his whole career here with the Eskimos.
Quick play-action pass. He wants to get it to Mike Clemens quickly. Benny knows he's got to let up. Doug Flutie goes down hard. There he is in his 7th year out of Alcorn State.
Ron's saying, don't do that. Don't do it anymore.
But he's, you know, and it's hard. You don't want to tell any defensive player or offensive player, you know, slow down, don't do it, don't be aggressive. Be aggressive, but be smart and be disciplined with your aggression.
First down at the Eskimo 10. Drummond and Clemens are split behind Flutie. Pinball gets the call and is down inside the 5. Trent Brown, the safety, came over to save the touchdown.
I don't care whether it's a wet field, a snowy field, an ice field. It doesn't make any difference. Michael Clemens has some of the quickest feet that I have ever seen for a running back, for a receiver, for a football player. This guy takes the ball, and he is in total body movement, stops and plants in midair almost, makes people miss him.
Second down at the 3. Flutie shovels it to the pinball, who fumbles the ball, and who's got it? The Argos get it back.
Argos came back. Number 45, Maurice Miller, had a real good shot to recover that ball. Option play, quick pitch to Clements. Looks like it was behind him. I mean, Drummond's, I should say. Here it is. Maurice Miller shows himself. The ball hits Clements up in the face. Then it comes back. Drummond is the guy that comes up with the ball. Maurice Miller is the guy that has a chance for the recovery. Ball slides right through his hands.
Unless it's a fake, Don Matthews is selected to go for the field goal.
And don't be surprised, Matthews is full of tricks.
They got first place locked up in the East. They can do pretty much whatever they like. What they've done here is taken the sure 3. 10:44 to go in the half, and the Argonauts go out front 11-8. When you've got first place sewn up, though, I mean, you're playing with house money. You can do what you like.
Well, I think you are, but I think also if you're looking down the road a little bit, Jeff, and it may be, as we said, if this is a matchup, and it could possibly be a matchup, if Edmonton wins out of the West and Toronto wins out of the East, that these guys may meet each other, you want to establish yourself. You want to establish your dominance, and you want to establish whether you can rush the ball against the people, throw the ball, your defense can whip up on people, get it done, because if you have a chance to meet later down the road, you want somebody to have in their back of their mind, this team really kicked our tail the last time we played.
Don Matthews, you see him taking a hands-on approach with the special teams. He devotes a lot of his time to special teams and invariably will come up with something you're not ready for.
You know, I had the pleasure, and I say back in 1977, when Don Matthews came to the CFL as a defensive coordinator, he was a defensive coordinator here with the Edmonton Eskimos. I had the chance to play with him for 6 years, and it was just a great experience. One of the most innovative minds in football that I have ever been around in my life.
Blunt and Williams back to receive the kick. Gizmo calls for it. 25. He's got some people out front of him, and he's got some room. Staggering and stumbling into Argo territory to the 50-yard line. Well, the returners are putting on a show for us here today.
Henry Gizmo Williams is just an unbelievable athlete. He has more punt returns and kickoff returns for touchdowns called back than anybody else has ever even scored. Powerful, about 185, 190 pounds, and he is put together, babe.
You see the great balance he shows. First down, Eskimos, Argo 50. McManus wants to throw, does get rid of it into the far flat. It's Flutie. He escapes one and is nudged out of bounds by Donald Smith.
There it is, brother against brother on each side of the field. Darren Flutie in his own right, has established himself as a premier receiver in this league. Does a great job getting away from the jam of Ed Berry. Danny McManus, that strong arm of his, gets it to the flat, and then it just shows you the determination of Darren Flutie to pick up some additional yards.
73rd catch of the year, first down at the Argo 38. Danny Mack into the far flat. He's got Shalon Baker, and he'll have about 7 or 8. Again, Smith taking him out of bounds. The Eskimos starting to get into a bit of a rhythm offensively right now.
And this is where they get scary. When they have some success, they have the time to execute, and they get the plays off, they can be very, very deadly.
Second and a couple at the 30. First man through. I don't know if he's going to get it. Tony Burse is stiffened. Bob Waldrop, one-time Outland Trophy winner from Arizona, was on the spot, and they're going to have to bring in the chains and have a look at this one.
Don Matthews has had nothing but high praise for that man in the middle. 6'1", about 275 in his second year out of Arizona. And as you said, being an Outland Trophy winner in the United States, that says a lot. It doesn't come very easy to get that kind of award.
This Toronto Argonaut team is not particularly solid against the run. It's not a big priority. They do, in fact, have enough for the first down. Don Matthews likes lighter defensive players, mobile guys who can cover a lot of ground.
He does, and they play a lot of gap cancellation. He doesn't stand those guys in there and take on those 300-pounders nose to nose. He gets them in the gaps, and he has very active linebackers.
First down at the 28-yard line. McManus tries to dump it off and does. Flags are down. Blunt with lots of room gets a block and a first down to the 5-yard line.
This is coming back. It's all for naught. Big holding call in the middle of a pile in Edmonton.
Holding, Edmonton number 56. Repeat, first down.
Ed Cusey, the left guard, penalized. Ron Lancaster showing his disgust.
Could have been good. Would have been on.
The Eskimos have hurt themselves with penalties today.
Yeah.
Argos have hurt themselves fumbling the football.
Right in the middle of your screen, here comes O'Shea, the middle linebacker, and he gets around Cusey, and Cusey just takes him down. 2-point takedown, 15-yard penalty.
Something Dan Payne would be proud of.
10-yard penalty, I should say.
First and 20. On the draw, they try to cross up the Argos and do temporarily, but it closes down pretty quickly with O'Shea taking down Blunt.
Blunt gets about 8 yards back, and as you said, they were just trying to catch that Toronto defense, coming and pinning their ears back and getting after him, thinking that McManus is going to pass the ball. Look at the movement inside. Mike O'Shea doing a great job trying to get off the block, slides down the line of scrimmage, makes an excellent tackle.
Second down, 15 to go at the Argo 33. 3 receivers to the left. Now Flutie goes back in motion right. McManus in the gun. Has time, gets rid of it into the far flat, incomplete. Wanted Shalon Baker, and complaining on the play that he was pushed was Ed Berry.
Yeah, there's going to be complaining out there on every play. Somebody thinks they're pushing a little too much contact. Got to take that. This is football. This is contact ball. Danny Mack threw that ball before Baker had even made his break, hoping to be a timing route, threw it behind him.
So the holding call helps stall the drive, and the Eskimos will have to attempt a field goal to tie with 8:02 to go in the half. Sean Fleming will try it from 40 yards. Got lots of distance, and he's got this one. We got a tie ball game. 7:48 to go in the half. Beautiful sunny day at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton. Tony Burse in animated conversation with Don Smith. We'll be back. Edmonton Eskimos have managed to tie this thing up, and the Toronto Argonauts have got the football. Doug Flutie sends everybody to the right but one. Runs to the left. He wants that corner himself. Throws incomplete. Just threw it away. Great defense by the Eskimos.
This is a great chess game, a great matchup between an offensive team that utilizes finesse and speed, and a defensive team that has exactly the same thing, finesse and speed. They can track down the football.
Eskimos moved the ball fairly well, but they hurt themselves with that holding penalty towards the end of the drive. Had the ball for 3 minutes and settled for 3. Second down and 10. Argos at the 35. Flutie in the gun. 3 men out to the right. Wow. Nowhere near the intended receiver, and a flag comes down late.
It's going to be a late call. Hey, Glenn Rogers Jr. and Ty Williams got locked up again. It was a really late call after the ball had passed by everyone, and they may call pass interference on him.
The fans here are going to love this one.
Tell you what, not as much as Doug Flutie's going to love it. Keeps the drive alive. Crucial plays, crucial penalties, keeping the drives alive.
Forward pass interference. Edmonton number 26. First down.
Glenn Rogers Jr., the All-Canadian halfback out of Memphis State, with 7 interceptions this year. To lead his ball club, takes the penalty, and again, the Eskimos hurt themselves.
1995, he was all CFL as a halfback. This guy gets around the football a lot.
Well, we get a little anxious on the line on that one.
Doug sets in that shotgun formation. He just stutters that cadence a little bit, gives you that hut, 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 you know, and people get really anxious as defensive linemen.
Edmonton number 79. Still first down.
He called Derek McCready, but it could have been a whole bunch. It's like offside, a whole bunch of guys.
Hey, take a number and wait in line. You got about 6 or 8 guys. They're like at the butcher shop.
And your reward for being offside is get out. Jed Roberts takes up the nose tackle spot. 1st and 5 now at the 50. First man through, gets the ball and gets the first down. It's a pinball inside the Edmonton Eskimo 50-yard line. Glenn Rogers Jr. makes the stop, but the pinball keeps the legs pumping. Look at that smile.
This guy is something. He is the class act in the CFL. As I said, one of the most well-known. Now, this is 170 pounds that's running this hard. Take a look. Look at the quickness. Just look for a dart for an open space. Just find a little light. Keep those legs working. That big offensive line doing a lot of work up front.
First down at the Eskimo 50. Flutie quads to the right. In the gun. Looks left. Throws. Complete. Short gain to Jet Cunningham. He's having trouble keeping his feet today.
Tell you what, when your feet move as fast as his feet, I think I'd have a little trouble keeping them underneath me also. Out of Howard University, an old defensive back, a teammate of mine back in the days at the Edmonton Eskimos, a guy named Greg Butler. You may remember the name.
Sure do.
He's a coach at Howard University. Buddy Bud, I guess he may have learned a few things from you there on those punt returns.
2nd and 6 at the 46. Flutie again in the shotgun. Little pressure. Just dumps it off. And he's got some room now. It's the Jet. Submarined as he gets inside the 30. Kavis Reed fought off the block and came over to make the stop. Otherwise, the Jet might be running in that snow in the end zone right now.
Well, here's a tough situation. You've got a wide out. Now he's going to come right from the right of your screen, going all the way across the formation. And the guy in the middle, that's Bruce Dixon, that's chasing behind it. That's a middle linebacker chasing a wide receiver. And that's the end result. A lot of yards for the White.
First down and 10 at the 25. Quick hit inside to Drummond. He'll bull his way forward for a few.
Tackle made by Maurice Miller out of Wake Forest. This is his 4th year, had a couple of years with San Antonio.
He's not the only player in the league out of Wake Forest right now. Of course, Jimmy Kemp, quarterback in Saskatchewan out of Wake Forest, and one of the greatest defensive players ever in this league, James Parker.
James Quick Parker. I had the pleasure of playing with him and being a teammate of mine. He's a great.
2nd down and 7 at the 22. Flags down.
At the top of the screen, I think they got Leroy Blue in the neutral zone. Again, in the Canadian Football League, the defensive line has to line up 1 yard off the line of scrimmage.
Edmonton number 94. Still second down.
Mike Sellers, number 94, in his second year.
So every time you get a penalty, you come off the field. The Eskimos aren't going to have any guys left out there pretty soon.
Well, unfortunately, they'll come up for a while, sit there, think about it, ponder it, and then Lancaster will feel, okay, that's enough punishment. Go back in and get the job done.
2nd and 2, and the pinball trying to get the 2. He won't get it done, though. Derek McCready led the charge along with Blue, and the pinball, I think, is going to be refused.
You've got McCready in the middle. That's 79. You got 43, Jed Roberts. Just stuffed the offensive line of Toronto. Pinball had nowhere to go. Maurice Miller will come right off the corner. Now watch him slide, go right down the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to tackle the football. Watch him try to rip it out. Mike Clements is not going to have anything to do with it. Does a good job of holding on to it.
3rd down, less than a yard. Most teams, you just bring in the heaviest guys you got. Toronto, you never know what they're going to run here.
Watch Doug Flutie keep this ball.
He does keep, and he'll have the 1st down, but not by much.
He jumps behind some pretty big boys. Mike Kislak arguably could be the best center in this league out of Maryland at 295.
Don Matthews sees his team setting up, getting ready for another crack at some points. That's a 3-minute warning. Argonauts are knocking on the door, looking to break this 11-all tie with 2:46 to go in the half. I'm Jeff Currier with Dan Kepley. Great day at Commonwealth Stadium. Great football game. Flutie to the pinball, he drops it. They had the mismatch they wanted, and the pinball couldn't hang on.
You're exactly right. They just faked the play action to one side. Doug Flutie wants to pivot and throw to Mike Pinball Clements coming out of the backfield. 1-on-1 against Maurice Miller, the linebacker. There he is. Mike just turns his head and tries to run just slightly before he gets his hands on it. And I can't say it any worse. He feels that he knows he should have caught that football.
Miller playing linebacker for the injured senior Mobley, who's smaller and is a better cover guy. And the Argos are trying to work on him today. In the shotgun on 2nd down. He's got a man wide open. Jump ball incomplete. Dwayne Dimitrition was wide open. And finally, Beatty came over to lay a lick on him, but the ball was thrown high by Flutie.
I think Doug got a little too much air underneath that, more than he wanted anyway, and the ball hung up there, allowed the defensive back, Derek Beatty, to get a play and at least get a good break on it. Didn't get his hands on the ball, but he's got his helmet in the chest of the receiver, Dimitrition. Take a look. The ball goes high right through the hands of the intended receiver. Just to make sure Beatty puts that helmet under the chin.
This is going to be a 22-yard field goal attempt by Mike Vanderjagt. Flutie bobbles the snap, but Vanderjagt still manages to get it through. Boy, field goal kicking's been a bit of an adventure here today. Argos lead it 14-11, 2:25 to go in the half. Toronto Argonauts have taken the lead. Doug Flutie upset that he hasn't been able to get the ball into the end zone more than once so far today. He expects to score every time.
He really does. He thinks he has the weapons out there that he can do it given the time. And this is where Doug Flutie is so effective. He can create possession drives and just wear you down defensively.
Edmonton Eskimos are going to have pretty good field position after this kickoff return by the Gizmo. Here's a look at that Argo scoring drive. They moved the ball convincingly, had the ball a long time.
That's part of Toronto's best defense. Even though when their defense is on the field, it plays pretty tough, pretty physical. But their best defense is Doug Flutie because he keeps possession of the football. 5 minutes, 46 seconds in that last drive.
Danny McManus now looking to respond. Time to run the 2-minute drill with 2:19 to go at his 49-yard line. One hop, that one to Eddie Brown. The fans won't take too long before they start getting on Danny Mac here.
Now, Danny Mac has had a tough go of it since coming to Edmonton. He signed as a free agent in the offseason. This is his first start and had a really rocky start at the beginning. They were calling for his head early. This Edmonton Eskimo team and this Edmonton City is used to winning football games. They do not put up too well with mediocrity.
He'll go in the shotgun on 2nd down. They give him time. He delivers over the middle. It's incomplete, but flags all over the place. There's no question about it. Johnny Harris hit the receiver, Mark Tolbert, well before the football got there. And the Eskimos will get a freebie.
You not only had the 2 officials that saw it, but about 20,000 fans here plus that let it be known very quickly. Listen to Jake.
Forward pass interference. Toronto number 7. First down.
So no, I didn't do it. He'll see it in the video session tomorrow.
Here it is. Curl route. Ball throwing back. Tolbert does a good job. Once he makes that curl, bends it up, he brings it back toward the quarterback. That forced Johnny Harris to have to go over his shoulder. There was contact.
First down, Eskimos at the Argonaut 51-yard line. Tony Burse keeping his balance. Picks up a few.
What a great effort by this back. Dumps the ball off to him. The cornerback, Donald Smith, comes in and just makes almost a shoestring tackle, knocks him around, spins him and twirls him, keeps his balance, keeps his feet driving, and picks up a few yards rather than a big loss.
Physical corners.
Take a look at this. Here he comes. Hits him right at the knee. He's not going to go down. Now he's going to try to make a move. Tries to get away from Mike O'Shea, but hey, Shea says, come back here, big guy.
2nd and 8. In the gun again. Tipped, and it's picked off. It's Namako. Submarined at the 35, but it's intercepted going through the hands of the intended receiver, Darren Flutie, and George Namako has his first interception of the year.
Namako, normally a backup, getting an opportunity to start. This game, now look at this, the ball's thrown. It goes high and off of the hands of Darren Flutie. Tip drill.
Namako with a great chance for a statement today, Dan, because Dan Murphy, the other safety for the Eskimos, has been suspended by the team. Sent home today.
Yeah, something happened to him. I mean, he was listed on the depth chart. He had been injured a bit, but Don Matthews doesn't put up with any crap. He sent him home.
On 1st down, the Eskimos close in a hurry. Flutie on the carry, but he'll only get a couple.
1st and 10 or 2nd and 10, I don't think it makes too much difference to Doug Flutie. He goes in there with the same kind of attitude. Going to come out. Runs the quarterback draw, but this Edmonton defense with nobody else in the backfield, they're pretty daggone smart. They key on Doug Flutie, he tucks it underneath, all they do is collapse the pocket on him.
3rd time today he's called his own number. They look like they practiced against that some this week. 2nd and 9.
Watch Ty Williams.
There it is over the middle, incomplete. In lots of traffic, over the middle was Jimmy Cunningham.
This is what's so great about Doug Flutie when he runs his offense, is that he can put all those weapons in different positions and everybody knows, and they can run and they can do the same thing with different personnel. It puts a strain on the defense. And the defense of the Edmonton Eskimos rose to the occasion there. Minute 16 to go. Stops Doug Flutie, and they'll get the ball back into Danny Mack's hands.
Eskimos should get it back in good field position. Great coverage again on the gizmo. The Argos get down in a hurry. Don Wilson and company, and there is a penalty flag. There's Darryl Adrella, the special teams coach for the Argonauts. Little discussion. Here's Jake Ireland.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. Toronto number 50. First down.
Mike O'Shea, the middle linebacker. Let's take a look at him just at the top of your screen. And that's Willie Press that he's after. No, it's another one. Guy just standing around. Whistle been blown. Hey, don't unbuckle your chin strap. That's number 17, Derek Beatty. Mike O'Shea, you got to be smart. As I said, you cannot hurt yourself in crucial situations. It's all right to be physical, but be disciplined with your aggression.
There's a completion on the run. Big play for the Eskimos. Into Toronto territory to the 25-yard line. Darren Flutie. Don Wilson over there on the coverage, but when Darren Flutie runs that crossing pattern and you give him some room, he's got decent speed.
Hey, this is what I like about Danny Mack also. Darren Flutie, the ball was tipped last time. He gets an interception. First play back, he comes right back to him and says, hey, get it done. Let's get some confidence. Darren Flutie showing how well he can run after the catch.
In the final minute of the half, McManus looking to put his team up, delivers, knocked away, big play inside. Adrian Smith, the corner, covering on Eddie Brown.
Don't hang anything up around these guys here. Adrian Smith has 5 picks out of Southwest Missouri State. This is his 3rd year. Take a look at it. Makes a good break on the ball, gets that right hand, almost comes up with his 6th of the season.
You can't play defense for Don Matthews without a bit of an attitude.
No, you have to. That's right. The coach has an attitude. The offensive line has an attitude. The defenses has an attitude. The kickers have attitudes.
43 seconds to go in the half. Looking into the end zone, incomplete. Another great job of coverage, this time by Don Odegaard, the veteran out of UNLV. Shalon Baker was the receiver.
Odegaard does do a great job, stride for stride with Shalon Baker. Now, this is a tough catch. You can't see it up here, but look how the shadows are going. As Shalon Baker's looking back, it is right into the sun. It wouldn't have made any difference. Odegaard was all over him step for step.
We have another field goal attempt coming up. This will be between 33 and 34 yards for Sean Fleming to tie it up. It's good. Got a tie ball game with 35 seconds to go in the half.
Now also in the Canadian Football League, after a converted field goal, Toronto has the opportunity of either taking and scrimming the ball on the 35-yard line or receiving the kickoff. I think you saw right there, Don Matthews make the motion. He wants to receive. He wants to get it into the hands of either Jimmy the Jet or Mike Clements.
You can see the breadth of the players and Coach Ron Lancaster. There's the offensive line coach, Bill McDermott. It's cold here today.
Hey, well, Jeff, you know, when we flew in last night, it was around 11:30 when we got in here. It was a clear night. It was kind of crisp, but it was no snow. And when he woke up this morning, it was just blanketed on here.
Jed Roberts, the leading special teams tackler for the Edmonton Eskimos this year. He's a second-generation CFLer. His father, Jay, was a tight end for the Ottawa Rough Riders back in the 60s.
And the great thing about him also, he plays with a slight impairment where he wears 2 hearing aids. He had some problem as a child with his hearing, but he wears them during the game and they stay intact somehow. Just a great compliment to him. And he gives you like 200% effort every time he steps on the field also.
There's the Jet. Having a little trouble with his footing on this grass field today. It's wet, and it's the only grass field left in the CFL. Fleming's kickoff. Hangs it high. The pinball will take this one at his 7th. He's got a seam. Flags down. Pinball. Dancing. Looking for more room up to the 35.
I think we're going to bring it back. I think we're going to have an illegal block against number 21. That's George DeMacco, the safety.
Guess who made the tackle?
Hey, the guy we just spoke of, number 43, Jed Roberts.
He's not a little guy.
Oh, he's a house.
Holding. Toronto number 21. First down.
George DeMacco, who has the interception for the Argos today, will set his team back some with 26 seconds to go in the half. Now, Doug Flutie still thinks that this is a scoring opportunity.
Doug says, he said, well, that just means I'm down here on the 15-yard line. I only have just a little longer to go than I normally would have, so I might as well put it upstairs. I backfield, look for him to run it.
Flutie does call his own number. Bulls ahead behind the center, Mike Kislak.
I just got to tell you something. I mean, when Clements and Drummond line up in an I formation in the backfield, we've never seen that. Haven't seen it all this game. Something's up. There's red lights and red flags that come up. Doug Flutie sits there and tries to catch. Edmonton's just sleeping just a bit. Goes on that quarterback sneak. Second and about 1, it looks like.
Looks like Flutie is ready to just grind this out. So they're going to take the conservative route.
Into the half.
That'll do it. Final play of the half. Nothing has been settled yet. Ron Lancaster heading off to the end zone, into his locker room. We got a tie game. First half unfold the way you thought it would.
Well, I think there's too many mistakes out there. There's a lot of giving away points, giving away field positions out there. I'm looking for them to be more ball controlled in the second half on both of the teams. Defensively, they played as tough as I thought they were going to play.
Neither team could punch the ball into the end zone very often. Pretty much even. Total yards, though, the Argos with a big edge. 203 to just 151 yards for the Edmonton Eskimos. The fumbles hurt the Toronto Argonauts.
One
Jimmy
fumble
the Jet Bunting fumble on the 2-yard line.
That was a crucial, and then the interception that Demeko came up with the tip ball from Darren Flutie.
Time for the second half. Mike Vanderjack with it at his 35-yard line. Blunt and Williams back to receive. Beautiful sunny day here in Edmonton. The Eskimos will have the wind at their backs in this third quarter.
You get that beautiful sunny day. Yeah, go figure when we woke up this morning at 8 o'clock and took a look outside of the hotel room to see what it was like. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
When I first got up, I thought, oh, we're going to get a little dusting. And then it got real dusty.
Say, yeah, but you're one of those guys who, from Saskatchewan, a little dusty means about 3 foot of snow.
Second half is underway. It's the Gizmo at his 20. Straight ahead. And you'll see the 39, but not the 40. Pretty good coverage again. Michael O'Shea, not only the starting middle linebacker, but also an excellent special teams player downfield for the Argonauts. Danny McManus, the quarterback. Blunt and Burse, his backs. Tobert and Flutie, the inside receivers. Baker and Brown outside.
Danny McManus out of Hollywood, Florida. Needs to show a little bit of Hollywood in this second half and get this offense going.
Not bad numbers in the first half, but not a lot of points to show for it so far.
They've had trouble really finishing their drives once they have a chance to get in the red zone.
Got lots of time. Far flat. Burse cut down. Good open field hit by Donald Smith. Now they're talking. A little chat.
They're not exchanging recipes, I can guarantee you that.
So McManus comes out with a high percentage play to open up the second half, and they'll be second down in about 3 or 4.
And more importantly, he goes to a high percentage person to get it done. Tony Burse.
They're going to run it on second down, and will they get the first down? Only if Eric Blunt gets the effort, and he does. Big effort by Blunt to do it all by himself.
And Jeff, you couldn't have called it any better. He did everything on his own. They're going to run a little counter trap, and take a look at the penetration, and watch the move that he makes on Mike O'Shea. Go, get out of here, forget this. Now he just slips and runs right through the hands of Andrew Stewart, through the tackle of Harris, puts his head down and picks up the first down. What an effort.
First down at the 52. Quick hit inside, complete. First down, Eddie Brown. O'Shea on the coverage, but it'll be a first down into Toronto territory.
Now correct me, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken, that's his first catch of the day. Second time he's had the ball thrown in his direction.
It is the first catch of the day for Eddie Brown. The 63rd of the season. He had 1,200 receiving yards coming in.
Now, when you only catch the ball 63 times and you've got over 1,200 yards, you're doing a lot after the catch.
First down at the 44. They give it inside. Burse looking for some room. He's not going to find any. Pretty good straight arm on Benson, the outside linebacker, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4. Strong running back, Eric Blunt. Closing in on 1,000 yards for the season. Came in with 963. Second down, 5 yards to go at the 39-yard line of the Argos. Just underway here in the second half at Commonwealth Stadium. McManus wants the shotgun. Steps up, delivers incomplete. He wanted Eddie Brown, threw it over his head. He was being covered by Johnny Harris.
Danny McManus was being pressured a lot by that defensive line, led by Demetrius Maxey and Stewart. Just did not have a chance to get his feet planted and settled in and make a good throw.
You talk about Eddie Brown needing to get his hands on the football a lot early. The Eskimos weren't able to get that done today.
No, they really didn't. And as I said earlier, from what I gather, it is really important, obviously, to get him involved in the game. You got to send him deep. You got to get him involved as far as catching the ball to get his confidence.
Boy, Sean Fleming misses again, and here comes Jimmy Cunningham. He fumbled once down there. He won't do it this time. He's got some room. Look out. To the 40, and is cut down at the 45-yard line. Cunningham is stopped by the backup by Errol Martin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, everybody, for the ESPN2 coverage of the Toronto Argonauts and the Edmonton Eskimos. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage of today's game. We're into the third quarter, 8:45 to go. It's a tie ball game, second down and 10 Argos at the Edmonton Eskimo 13-yard line. Flutie has to fall on the ball after a bad shotgun snap from Mike Kislak. Getting the sack is Melvin Hunter, but that'll be an easy sack for him.
You can take a look at Mike Kislak there at the center. The big guy I told you earlier out of Maryland. He knows he made a snap. Watch Doug Flutie. He goes right to his right. It just dribbles back. Not anywhere close to where he can make a good reception of that snap, and Hunter is all over Doug Flutie quickly.
Yep, these offenses have torn up the middle of this field today.
Well, they like to stay there. Michael Clemens has torn it up all over the field. The most of the herd just kind of stays and grazes in the middle.
Mike Vanderjack with a 30-yard attempt. Doug Flutie will spot it for the lead. He's got him. It's a duel of the field goal kickers today. Mike Vanderjack so far is leading Sean Fleming. 17-14, the Argos lead. Great day at Commonwealth Stadium. The Toronto Argonauts out front of the Edmonton Eskimos. With Dan Kepley, I'm Jeff Currier. Glad to have you with us on the Deuce today. Eskimos getting the ball back. It's the Gizmo. He's got some room. Look out. Is tripped up by Mike Morielli as he crossed the 45 and landed at about the 49.
Mike just caught the back heel and knee, the right leg of Gizmo. If not, he's gone to the barn, baby. And he knew it. He was so close to breaking that one.
Gizmo has missed most of this season with a bad hamstring and came back late in the season. He's come back with fresh legs.
And it's a good time to have a guy like that in your lineup. He is one of those instant field position guys also.
Eskimos at their own 49. Good strike by McManus for a first down.
Danny Mack came into this game. He needed 150 yards. To now he has broke that to become the third Edmonton Eskimo to ever throw for over 4,000 yards in the season. That first name you see, that stands for Mr. Warren Moon with Minnesota now, and also Tracy Ham, who played down at Georgia Southern. And he is the quarterback of the Montreal Alouettes.
You're in pretty good company. First down at the Argo 49. Give is inside. Big running room for Blunt. Ed Berry on the stop. But they'll be close to another first down. Kept, one of the things you said the Eskimos had to do is to run the ball inside the tackles today.
They have some crucial things. I think they need to be able to do that. Let's take a look at this. Henry Gizmo Williams, CFL's second all-time leader in all-purpose yards. 18,606 yards. George Reed, the great running back out of your place, Saskatchewan Roughriders, 20,051.
This will be another first down for the Eskimos. Blunt again. Richie Gibbons on the tackle. Tell you what, with George Reed, though, most of his yards were as a running back. Most of Gizmo's yards are as a return guy.
You're exactly right. George Reed was one of those tough between the tackle kind of runners. He was a punishing guy. And you mentioned earlier about having to have the Eskimos run the ball in between the tackles. The big thing is that they do not have any threat with Danny McManus. He's not a fleet-footed quarterback. He's not going to scramble out there. So they have to run the ball tough in between the tackles to set up his play action to buy a little extra time.
McManus in the shotgun, has lots of time, delivers a strike into the far flat. This will be another first down. Shalon Baker picking it up to the 21-yard line.
Shalon Baker, who came out of the University of Montana, nicknamed the touchdown maker. Had a chance to speak with her. I said, you want to say hi to anybody? I said, this is on the Deuce who's going back to the States. He said, no. He said, all I want to do, say hi to all my guys back at the University of Montana and wishing the Grizzlies a big season in '96.
Well, that university's turned some good players into this league. Mike Trevathan and Matt Clark out in BC. There's the give inside again. Nothing doing this time. They went to that well once too often. They'll get a couple, but that's all.
A lot of movement in the backfield. They're running the ball inside, but they're also having Eddie Brown come from his slot back to reverse around them. So therefore, that defensive end on the offside has to respect that, because who knows? Danny Mack may just pull it out of the stomach of Blunt and then give it to Eddie Brown and let him utilize that speed and get it into the end zone.
They'll be generous and give him 3, 2nd and 7. McManus, he's dancing, gets rid of it over the middle. Flutie turns it inside. It'll be 1st and goal, Eskimos at the 2-yard line.
We've seen it a lot in the Canadian Football League with Danny Mack, and I know the people down at Florida State saw it when he was a legend down there as their quarterback. That quick, strong arm of his, once he scrambles around, now watch, Darren Flutie fronts up, makes himself a big target, good concentration, able to get away from Michael O'Shea, the middle linebacker, turns it up, smells the goal line, puts his head down, makes it 1st and goal on about the 3-yard line.
You give it to Willie Pless again here?
Well, I'm fairly prejudiced being an old middle linebacker. I'd like to see him get a few more.
There's some beef in that backfield. 1st and goal. Blown dead. Flags all over the place.
A lot of hands coming up, illegal procedure against the Edmonton Eskimos. See, Willie missed his chance. Now all those big guys come out.
Ron's got his hat off. He's grimacing. He wants to say something.
Oh, he'll say it. You've known him for those years. You saw him as a quarterback over in Regina, Saskatchewan for the Rough Riders. I think, what did he play? 19, 21 years, something like that?
19 years in the CFL, 3 in Ottawa, 16 in Saskatchewan.
This is a man that speaks his piece. He doesn't hold back too much.
1st down and goal, just outside the 7.
Regular offense back in.
He's got his man, Baker, throws behind him. Danny Mack too slow getting rid of the ball. Harris on the coverage and threw behind the receiver, Baker.
And Harris was in that panic speed with his head down, trying to catch up to Baker. Had he looked up and found the ball, that's going to go 60 the other way. That ball's thrown behind him. Normally, that's a pick.
Like that panic speed.
Panic. Everything puckers up and you just panic. You drop your head down and you go, buddy.
2nd and goal from just outside the 7. 4:10 to go, 3rd quarter.
Do something different, Danny. Quarterback draw it.
Comes back inside, is almost intercepted again. Johnny Harris. This time he had both hands on it, still couldn't squeeze it, and again, the Toronto defense stiffens and the Eskimos unable to punch it in.
Johnny Harris, with his first opportunity to play a bit for the Toronto Argonauts, has a chance to make a big pick. Gets his hands all over it, just can't come up with the grab.
Sean Fleming is not enjoying his finest moment as a professional kicker today. He's only 2 out of 5. Now, his 3 misses have come from outside of 40, but all makeable. He's had the distance in all of them. This one, you would think he'll make from 15 straight on. He does. We got another tie game. 3:46 to go, 3rd quarter. Don Matthews and his team still in a tough fight. In Edmonton, they all know this guy. Recent inductee into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Dan Kepley. I'm Jeff Currier with the Right Reverend Dan Kepley. Tie game, 3:46 to go in the third quarter here at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton. A possible Grey Cup preview this year. The Toronto Argonauts and the Edmonton Eskimos. A couple of other teams, of course, have a little bit to say about that first.
I think so. I think that Montreal team and that Hamilton team are going to have something to say for it.
Calgary Stampeders might have something to say, too.
And the Calgary Stampeders are definitely going to have something to say for it. They said, hey, last week we beat this Toronto team, so where does that put us?
That scoring drive for the Edmonton Eskimos, 5.5 minutes. That's not a lot of yards in 5.5 minutes. And Sean Fleming had to settle for a 14-yard field goal.
That's the big key right there. You get the ball inside that red zone, 25 yards in. You got to come away with a major score. The Eskimos today a couple of times having to settle for just the 3 points.
Doug Flutie and the Argos at their 34. Everybody out. Over the middle. Guess who? Pinball.
Guess who? Reggie Pleasant with the tackle again. Mr. Pleasant, meet Mr. Clements again.
Their former teammates. Reggie Pleasant probably played his best football for the Toronto Argonauts.
One of the all-time leading cornerbacks for the Toronto Argonauts. This is a terrific year. This is his 9th year in the CFL. The previous 8 were with the Toronto Argonauts.
2nd and 5 at the 39. Again, everybody out. Now they've got him on the run. Dumps it off. Pinball. First down to the 50. Willie Pless slipped on the coverage, and that allowed the pinball to get open inside.
Two things happened up as Mike Clements came down. He sat down in the zone and looked like he was, again, he was man-to-man, I should say, with Willie Pless. Willie took his eyes off and saw that Doug Flutie had broken out of containment, and that's all Mike Clements needs. 1 second, he slides right back to the inside, makes the catch, keeps this drive alive.
First down Argos at their own 50. Flutie delivers again. Paul Masani's first catch of the day goes for a first down to the 44-yard line of the Eskimos, where Larry Ruck drags him down. Paul Masani's 61st catch of the day. Of the year. That'd be a pretty good day.
On the day, that would be a pretty good day at the office there. Doug Flutie throws it. He finds the open in the soft spot in the zone. Mazzani, as you said, 61st catch, about 915 yards this season. Paul is one of those guys that he had some great catches. 1995, 70 catches for 1,336 yards. In his career, he's had over 16 100-yard gains. Dwayne Jematurson is down on the ground.
Yeah, he's been down before. He was down earlier in the end zone, and he's down for the second time. 4-year pro to the University of Calgary, spent his first 3 years as a part-time player with the Calgary Stampeders. Now getting a little more action with the Toronto Argonauts this year. The Argos this year went through a terrible rash of injuries in the receiving corps. They lost Jeff Fairholm pretty much for the entire season, and Fairholm's career is over because of an injury to his back.
Jeff, you saw some of Fairholm's greatest years in Saskatchewan when he was there. Ken Austin, the quarterback. But as you said earlier in this broadcast, it has been just a rash of injuries throughout the CFL. At one time, the Hamilton Ticats had all 3 of their first string, second string, and third string quarterbacks all on the injured list. They had to bring back their new offensive coordinator, Mike Kerrigan, who used to be a quarterback, to start a couple of games, and they were winning with him.
A lot of injuries. 2 quarterbacks, not just quarterbacks, but Reggie Slack out with a broken thumb over in Winnipeg. Chris Vargas went down with a cracked ankle for the BC Lions. Some spectators out here enjoying themselves. Next game in the Deuce, the CFL, the Calgary Stampeders and the Edmonton Eskimos on Saturday, November the 2nd. That's one of the great rivalries in the Canadian Football League.
That's one of the times when they bring the metal detectors in and people got to check their knives and guns and weapons in at the door, because it is a gang fight between those 2 ball clubs.
The Stampeders have been the dominant team in the league in the 1990s, but the Eskimos over the last 20 years, 122 games over 500. That's not bad.
An incredible record. The Edmonton Eskimos, I think this is the 25th, 26th season consecutively that they have made the playoffs.
First down and 10 Argos at the 44. Flutie Hit as he throws. Incomplete. He wanted Pinball Clemens again. At that time, there were about 3 green jerseys around the pinball.
3 around the pinball and 3 around Doug Flutie. But take a look here. This is the 25th straight year. Only the Boston Bruins have more consecutive appearances, 29. And the Eskimos aren't finished yet.
The Bruins might be, but the Eskimos aren't. Bruins are going to have a tough season this year, I think, yet making the playoffs. A lot of hockey observers feel it. The streak may end this year. Second down, Argos. At the 44-yard line, Flutie calls time. So the Argos have burned their timeout for the second half with 1:05 to go in the third quarter in a tie ball game. Flutie's going to go over and have a little chat. Let's have a look at the CFL standings in the CFL West. Those Calgary Stampeders, who we'll see in our next telecast, leading with a 12-4 record. The Eskimos sitting at 10-6, still entertaining thoughts of first place. Winnipeg Blue Bombers with a playoff spot, but with a bunch of injured quarterbacks. Saskatchewan and BC both out of the running. Saskatchewan won the Futility Bowl against the BC Lions this past week. In the East, the Argos have got first place locked up at 12-3 record. What a turnaround with the Argos this year. Montreal and Hamilton are in. It's a question of who will finish second and get the home field advantage in the first round.
And the Hamilton Ticats are getting a lot of their injured players back at a key time to go for that race down to the playoffs. Flutie
gets rid of it over the middle for the Jet. It's incomplete, through it a little behind him, and the Argo drive stalls.
I'm not sure if that was too touchy of a pass or a little lackadaisical effort by Jimmy the Jet coming across. Now watch the ball being thrown. Got to stop. Comes back. The ball goes right through his hands. I think it's a pretty catchable pass.
Ball behind him, but you figure he should have had that one?
I think he should be behind him. You get back there. There's Glenn Rogers Jr. He's had a tough time at it all day long. He's been behind a lot of these Toronto receivers.
Gizmo Williams back in the end zone to receive this.
We got an injured Eskimo down quickly. Looks like Willie Plus.
It is, in fact, Willie Plus. Kavis Reed coming over to the sidelines.
Okay, here's what's happening. Something was going on with the Edmonton defense. They didn't have the kind of people that they wanted out there. Willie Plus says, hey, I'm taking down. I'm going down. Now I'm going to sit down. I'm going to talk to the trainers. How you doing? Okay, this is the kind of tactic. Now he's going to come up.
Fake it better.
Okay, now I got everything set. Now I'm going to come off for a couple of plays. Ron Lancaster said, hey, that's a pretty smart play on your part.
But don't you have to at least try to look hurt when you come off the field?
Well, you should. You should at least be, like
limp,
dragged off the field, or call the stretcher, or do something. You don't run up under full speed. Don Matthews wants a little problem. He wants to say, hey, what's going on out there? Watch Giz. He's in the back.
So Gizmo knew.
Hey, we don't have enough guys. Wait, we're missing somebody. Willie says, take it down.
All right, now the Argos are going to punt with 1:01 to go in the third quarter.
Chuck, this is going to be interesting. Watch this just a bit. Get it to the corner.
They won't get it. We're going to get a return. The Argos didn't get done what they wanted to get done, and Don Blair will bring it out to about the 21-yard line. Don Blair arrived in mid-season, as you said earlier, Kep, after a tryout with the Chicago Bears, and hasn't really been worked into this offense yet, but they believe that this guy is going to be a player of the future for them. He has a chance to be a star in the Canadian Football League.
He really does, and as you said, he's late getting here. They even had an opportunity because some of the injuries that they had with their receivers. One of the great receivers in the Canadian Football League is a guy named Jim Sandusky. He's an assistant coach, does the specialty teams, and he also works with the receivers. He had to suit back up for a couple of games this year.
McManus in the shotgun on first down. He's going deep. Incomplete. Shalon Baker covered by Don Smith.
See, I think it's really important that Danny Mack has good first down production. When you set yourself up second and long, and I said in the keys, they have to be able to convert their second and long. This is where Toronto puts a lot of heat on Danny Mac.
Make it easy for yourself to convert second and long by getting something on first down.
Exactly. You got to come up there, get 5 or 6 yards, and make yourself 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. Then you can run a scramble. Then you got a guy like Blunt who can maybe make a run if he can get by that man right there, Mike O'Shea in the middle.
Trips to the left. That's where Mac looks into the flat. Drop. Darren Flutie, the receiver. Donnie Wilson came over and may have broken it up.
I think Donnie Wilson got the hand in just a bit. The ball went right through the hands, it looked like, but Wilson just messed up the concentration. Look, coming right at you. Take a look at this. You call it.
Yeah.
Did get the hands on it right at the last minute, tipped it away. Good play by the veteran.
Don Wilson's now 35 years old. He's playing like he was about 23.
Hey, he is put together. He can run. He still is active. He can cover guys. Intercept balls, he does it all.
Great punt by Harper, out of bounds at the Toronto Argonaut 48-yard line. No return for the Jet. Minutes to go at Commonwealth Stadium. The issue has still not been settled. Doug Flutie and his Toronto Argonauts trying to come back. Flutie is going to try to throw. He won't get the chance. He's down. They're going to call the ball dead. Flutie hit the dirt.
What a great athletic effort by Errol Martin. I think that's number 38. Watch Doug glide back in as Doug Flutie comes, finds a little hole. Bruce Dixon comes over there, strips the ball loose. I'm not so sure. I call it a fumble. Looks like he's down. Fakes the inside handoff, going to come to the outside. Martin forces him back inside. Good play by the Edmonton defense.
2nd down and 13 to go. Back at the 47. Eskimos showing blitz. Here they come. Over the middle by Flutie, intended for Clemens, incomplete. Kept the Edmonton Eskimo defense, which we pointed out earlier was the stingiest in the CFL coming in, allowing just 270 yards per game against the most productive offense. The battle isn't over yet, but right now you'd have to say the Eskimo defense is doing a pretty good job.
They're doing a great job. They're bending a lot, but they're not breaking. Doug Flutie gets exactly what he wants. Man-to-man coverage. He gets Clements over the middle, one-on-one, just not able to connect.
Here comes the gizmo. Down he goes as he crosses the 25 to about the 27. The Argos have been scoring almost 31 points a game this year. The Eskimos giving up fewer than 19.
Like you said, it's stingy, and it has been stingy for a lot of years. They have a tradition here of playing tough defense, and they've had to play a little more defense this year than they had in the past few years.
Time now for the Edmonton offense to try to get something going. Their 1st down at their own 28. The give is inside. Blunt's got some room outside. He'll have a 1st down and more. They keep running that play, keep getting positive yards on it.
And a lot of this is just individual effort. Now watch the ball getting handed back. Derek Butt makes a big cut on the outside. Reggie Gibbons, number 38, loses containment on there, and then Blunt has some pretty good speed, gets chased down from behind by Johnny Harris.
Kep Blunt has gone over 1,000 yards for the season here this afternoon. 1st down at the 42. McManus, lots of time, throws, almost intercepted. Darren Flutie had to turn DB on that one.
Well, we've seen about 4 occasions in the course of this game that can really justify why Danny Mac has 23 interceptions coming into this game. Look at this. Man-to-man, good solid coverage all over Darren Flutie. 2 guys there, Nemeko and also Ed Berry. I'm sorry, that's Donnie Wilson. Comes in, Donnie gets his extended, gets the hands up, and he gets it nailed right in the chest. He's a tough guy. He'll line it up and play again.
2nd and 10, Eskimos at their 42. Again, lots of time for McManus. Again, he throws, no flag.
This is one time when I think Ed Berry got away with one.
God damn you guys!
He's got the left hand, I think, all over the back of the shoulder. Let's check it out. We got a great picture here. Good jam. Comes off. There's the hand. There's the body contact. I think Darren Flutie has a pretty good argument.
It's an argument you're going to lose every time, of course. The Eskimos now forced to kick it away. Glenn Harper on to punt. Pretty good average today. Kicking into the wind in the fourth quarter. And it shows. He bounces it, and it's going to skip out of bounds at the Toronto 39-yard line. 29-yard punt with no return. Will return, though. Kep, I think we should have another look at this one. Darren Flutie. You said a good jam by Barry.
Does this. Now watch the left arm, the little contact. He's all over it right here. Boom, there's the contact before the ball gets there. Now, all that's going to do is create an opportunity for the Edmonton Eskimos to continue a drive. They're having a tough time finishing their drives and putting the ball in the end zone. That's why Sean Fleming has kicked 3 field goals.
Argos from their 39 will pick up the first down to their 50-yard line. Paul Masadi on the receiving end of that one. When the Argo offense has been successful this year, it's usually when Flutie and Masadi are able to make a few connections during the game. That's only Masadi's second catch of the day. Without a huddle now, here come the Argos.
Well, Jeff, that just goes to show you how many weapons this team has. When Masadi only catches 2 balls and they are competitive in football games and moving up and down the field, they have a lot of weapons.
Now Flutie on the scramble. This is where he's firing. Takes a pretty good shot as he crosses midfield. He'll pick up 5 or 6 maybe.
See, this is where Willie Pless is so good. Smart linebacker. You're going to come out here, and if you see that you're one-on-one with Doug Flutie, watch how Willie Pless, he's just going to break down, sell himself. He's not going to try to take his head off, knock the quarterback out of the ballgame. All he's going to do is grab some cloth, get a hold of him, slow him down, and have the pursuit do some damage.
11 minutes to go. We're in a tie ball game. 2nd and 4 Argos. There's the pinball. He is rejected at the line of scrimmage. Big play by Leroy Blue.
Mr. Leroy Blue. Big 245-pound, born in the St. Vincent Island of the Caribbean. I've always wanted to be friends with him just so I could go visit maybe sometime, you know, just go down there and have lunch or something one day.
Yeah, especially when it starts to get a little chilly on the prairies.
When we woke up this morning to that kind of snowfall out there, and as I said, it's just only going to get worse.
This is Blair. Breaks one tackle, but not another. Argos, as always, great downfield coverage. 43-yard punt. Not much on the return. In Edmonton, everybody. I'm Jeff Currier with Dan Kepley. Got a good football game going here, and the Edmonton Eskimos are now starting to lose the battle of field position because they're going into the wind in the fourth quarter. They're looking for a hero or two to make a big play.
It's important for Danny Mack again to say have first down production.
Shreds this one in there and breaking a tackle for a first down. Darren Flutie.
And see, this is one of those kind of like a show me in your face kind of thing, because he comes back. It's the same route that we thought the pass interference happened on earlier. One-on-one, Flutie against Ed Barry. He breaks a couple of tackles and picks up an extra 3 or 4 yards. You see the gloves that he wears, those are those glass cutter gloves.
First down. They're going to run it up inside. Big hole block. First down. Eric Blunt got into the secondary before they had a sniff at him.
The big boys up front are getting the job done. Rod Knapp, Ed Kusi at the left guard, Derek Soldes, I should say. Excellent surge off of the ball, creates some holes, and that guy right there doesn't need very much space to make a lot of things happen.
There's the toss inside. Incomplete. Good coverage by Johnny Harris.
Johnny Harris has been all over this field. That's about 4 knockdowns he's had. Something is going to happen. He's either going to make a big play and pick off one, or else he's going to bite at the wrong time, and somebody's going to take him and beat him deep, and Danny Mack will come up with a touchdown. But he has gotten his hands on 4 very catchable passes that could have been interceptions.
Eskimos finding themselves in second and long again. They haven't had much success in this situation today. This will be a first down. If Brown can get around the corner, he's not going to get it done. He's corralled first by Smith with late help from O'Shea, and the Eskimos will have to give the ball back to Toronto. The gain will only be about 4 yards to Eddie Brown, who came into this week's play leading the CFL in receiving yardage.
Just a split-second decision now. He's going to throw the ball underneath. A lot of crossing routes. You usually try to create some separation. You see the heat that Danny Mack's going to get by Andrew Stewart. Not until after he's thrown the ball. Eddie Brown catches that ball, makes the decision to try to outrun him rather than make a quick plant and get vertical straight up the field. Edmonton has to kick it away.
There's a one-hopper. Harper bobbles it and then wobbles it. It's going to skip down to the Jet, who has to let it roll. And he'll pick it up around his 23. Digs himself a hole at the 28. A little shoving after the fact. A 42-yard punt. 8:18 to go. Doug Flutie, only 163 yards passing.
Take a look at the snap. Skip it to him, one hop. He's good shortstop. Kicks the body in front of the ball. Been able to get the glove on it and get the ball away.
You can see that path cut across the field. That's where one of the snow removal machines was going over earlier. We had a lot of snow earlier in the day. Great job by the field crew to get this field ready. Flutie in the shotgun. Lots of time. He's got a man wide open, incomplete. Tyrone Williams, who has the Argo touchdown today, wanted that one, and Flutie wanted him to have it.
As I said earlier in this broadcast, that's a time when he comes off the line of scrimmage and he's on a seam route going straight up. But when he turns to look back at Doug Flutie, he's looking right back into the sun.
Flutie's only been under 200 yards once this season. And unless guys like Tyrone Williams start bringing those in, he might be under 200 today.
That's exactly right. But when you're playing against one of the best, if not the best defenses and stingiest defenses, these numbers are justified.
He goes deep on this one. Great catch! Oh, baby! Jimmy the Jet Cunningham does what Tyrone Williams couldn't do. He went up and caught the football in traffic, and the Argos move the chains to the Edmonton 50.
Take a look. Derek Beatty just cannot pick up the ball. He's in that panic mode also.
He was bobbling the ball as he came down, and now he's hobbling.
Just a little hobble there. He's just coming over, and he tries to shush away. He says, hey, get out of here, Moriali. I'm okay. I need to play here a little bit more. I'm not going off. Watch Doug Flutie take him deep right now just to show how. Hey, this is a sneaky kind of game sometimes. You got to pretend and play possum.
Flutie into the near flat. That's nowhere near Cunningham. Beatty was in the flat, but he didn't have a real good crack at it either. Second down and 10 now for the Argonauts, I beg your pardon, at the Eskimo 50. 6:50 to go in regulation time.
We've got another injured Toronto Argonaut down on the ground, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like number 28 again. That's Dwayne Dimitrition. He's either having some serious problems, I think, and he may be cramping up, and he's had some problems where I saw the last time. The training staff is down in the right knee area and looking up. Looked like they were rubbing really hard, like in the quad. You just don't know. You hate to speculate.
I wonder if there shouldn't be like a 3 knockdown rule or something like that, where you have to
got to take him off for a play or two.
He'll have to go out for at least 3 plays because the training staff has come onto the field. Mike Morielli will, in all likelihood, come in. The Argonauts have got a lot of options in terms of their receivers because Masadi has played a lot of slot back in his career. Tyrone Williams can play outside as well.
That's what's so great about this offense and the personnel that they have. They're so interchangeable. It's not saying if you're a wideout, you're going to stay a wideout. They may line up Jimmy Cunningham inside of the third on the slot.
Toronto Argonauts and the Edmonton Eskimos all tied up. The clock running. We're in the 4th quarter. Flutie with everybody out in a pattern. Little spinorama, throws it to the far flat. He's got his man and short of the first down.
Not by much. This will be something, it'll be within a half a yard, maybe less than that. And Toronto will definitely go for this.
Robert Drummond favoring his hip. He was the offense in the first quarter. He's been a forgotten man since then. And another injury. It might be Drummond. No?
No, I think that looked like number 65. That looks like Vic Stevenson.
15-year veteran out of the University of Calgary is Vic Stevenson, and he's in some obvious difficulty. Former BC Lion and Saskatchewan Rough Rider, played a lot of years in Saskatchewan. A couple of years in BC, helped them win a Grey Cup.
1994 was Grey Cup champion.
He's thinking he might win a Grey Cup championship with his third different team. Chris Perez, who was dinged up earlier in the game, is back in.
Third and about a foot.
Under 6 minutes to go, a third down gamble by the Argonauts. Flutie keeps easy first down. So they move the chains again, and the Argonauts now will try to eat up as much time as they can and work this ball in and score.
Been the big difference. Doug Flutie's had great success in converting those second and long situations for the Argonauts as opposed to Danny Mack. Keeps those drives alive, keeps the clock running, drives it down, put them in field goal range, or hopefully for their sake, what they're thinking, let's put it in for the major.
Trips to the left. That's the wide side for Flutie. Three men short side right. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up over the middle. The pinball on the run. Still running. Cutting it inside and finally taken out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Pinball Clements is tearing up the Edmonton Eskimos today. And Ron Lancaster knows there's nothing he can do about it.
What's coming across your screen from left to right? It's one-on-one. Two of the best in the business. Clements against Willie Pless. Willie's been chasing. Willie just gives up. Doesn't chase him anymore. Michael Clements with that effort gets the ball down. Makes it first and goal for the Argos.
The Argos got the matchup they wanted on that play, and they're knocking on the door. Again, it'll be everybody out. Eskimos rushing four. Into the end zone. Broken up. Flag.
Interference, Reggie Pleasant. Let's see if they call that. See how good my zebra job is today.
Ronnie knows it. Here comes Jake Ireland. Well, take my word for it, he said. Illegal contact on an eligible receiver, number 6. Jed Roberts coming into the game.
Mike Clements does a great job, a little move to get inside of Reggie Pleasant, and Reggie did exactly what he should do. Grab him, it's just like in a layup. You got the guy going, he's going to shoot the winning free throw or the winning layup. Grab him, take the foul, put him on the line.
Half the distance to the goal line, first and goal on the 4. Clemens the lone setback. Flutie dumps it off to Drummond. Will he get in? Yes! They give him the touchdown. Well, you're going to hear a lot of hollering on this one. We're going to have to see this one again, Kevin. Drummond gets the touchdown by sticking the ball over the goal line.
We're going to see some pretty good angles here. And I just don't think he's going to get... Take a look. He's working. He's working. It's got to clear the whole line. It never made it. And I think that's why that wide yellow line is right across, and we've got a great camera angle at it. That plane is not broken.
He's down there.
Boom, and his knee is way back there.
Yeah. Bad call.
Depends on which side of the field you're on.
First touchdown for the Argonauts since the opening quarter when Flutie threw to Tyrone Williams. Vanderjack's point after is good. Robert Drummond credited with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. 24-17, 4:05 to go.
He's pretty happy.
I guess.
Not a popular call in Edmonton. Here it is. He's going to fake the inside, come out like he's on the naked bootleg. Now it's just a little screen pass. He dumps it off inside the Drummond. Willie Pless is all over him. He's trying to bulldog him down. Gets him down, but not before they called that he broke the plane, put it in for 6.
Eskimos now have to try to put that behind them, overcome it, and they need a touchdown to tie.
Great athlete, Robert Drummond. As I said, 6'3", 215 out of Syracuse. This guy can play every position that you want. He can line it up at fullback. He can play tailback. He can play slot. He's got the speed. He's about a 4'4" guy. He can play wide receiver if you have to at that speed. Terrific talent.
The Eskimos' only touchdown drive today was 2 yards after a Jimmy Cunningham fumble on a missed field goal. This one was an 81-yard drive, 10 plays, 425, and the 4-yard touchdown reception, Robert Drummond. This will be Gizmo at his 10. Looking for some room. He won't get a lot. He's out across the 30 to the 32. Michael O'Shea, and we've got a flag.
Flag down across the field. I think we're going to get an illegal block against the Edmonton Eskimos.
Eskimos can't afford any more penalties. They hurt themselves early with penalties.
They've killed themselves with penalties.
Holding. Didn't tell us who. Doesn't matter. They got to move it back anyway. 20-yard line. 3:58 to go. The Eskimos need a touchdown to tie. Danny McManus with a respectable first half and has moved the ball well at times in the second half.
He's just been very inconsistent today, and that's been a knock against him through the course of the '96 season.
This has been a typical Eskimo offensive performance today. Here comes the blitz. McManus reads it, throws.
What a catch! What a try to grab!
Montgomery, 34 yards.
The young receiver out of the University of Alberta. Watch this catch. Houdini circus, one-on-one.
Adrian Smith was giving him a pretty good going over.
Yeah, a lot of bumping, a lot of contact, pushing and shoving. The Edmonton Eskimo receiver came up with the best of that duo.
First down at the 43. Going deep again, incomplete. And this time it was Blunt. And Eric's arms usually look longer than that to me.
Jeff, that's a pretty good call by your part. I think it's a great call because he looked at that receiver and he looked at that safety coming over to take a shot at him.
Eskimos are second down and 10. Movement on the line. Flags go down.
Free play.
Danny Mack's got a freebie. Pumps once, slides safely into the 50-yard line.
That's a play. Obviously, he'd like to be able to take that back and not have to scramble on a freebie and throw it downfield with the offsides, as you see Jake Ireland calling against the Toronto Argonauts.
The Edmonton Eskimos out to protect their very impressive 6-1 home record this year. 2:32 left in this one. They need a touchdown to tie it.
Very devastating penalties at crucial times that really hurt them out there today.
That was the guy who could run the 2-minute drill better than anybody. Ron Lancaster was the master at pulling games out of the hat. 2nd and 5 at the 48 after the offside. Blunt will get the first down. I'll tell you what, if they gave Drummond that touchdown, they got to give Blunt the first down on this one.
Well, they got to even it out a little bit. Now you got to hurry up. Let's get the fire offense out there. Get them hurry up. Get them on the line of scrimmage. Good blocking up front. Blunt, as he's done all day long, just needs a little bit of daylight to make something happen. Picks up that first down, continues to drive. Clock running with 2:19.
McManus in the gun. Trips to the wide side. In some trouble. Steps away from it. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Mike O'Shea on the spot. Andrew Stewart with good pressure.
Great pressure, but Danny Mack was able to get away from that. Had some receivers open downfield, but just could not get any air underneath the ball. Now look at Mike O'Shea right in the middle of your screen. He's keying the quarterback. He's going to come up to make the tackle. I don't see, there's the receiver, Eric Blunt, that he's trying to throw to. A couple of defenders are in there. One of those guys, Johnny Harris, who we mentioned earlier. Mike O'Shea.
2nd and 10 at the 53. McManus needs one here. He's not going to get it. Throws behind the intended receiver. Darren Flutie in the flat. 2:04. It's 3rd down and 10.
You got to snap it and go for it on this. I don't think you give Doug Flutie the ball back with less than 2 minutes.
Here comes Don Blair with a play. Tolbert will come out. When Ron Lancaster was quarterbacking Saskatchewan, his favorite receiver in a situation like this was Hugh Campbell, who's now the general manager of the Eskimos.
Well, I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here and say that Danny Mack tries to find Darren Flutie somewhere.
3rd down and 10. This could be the game. Here comes the blitz. They've got pressure on him. Steps away and will not get the ball away. Danny McManus is sacked. McManus goes down in the arms of Rob Waldrop. And the Eskimos turn the football over on downs. And with 1:57 to go, the Toronto Argonauts are now poised and ready to claim their 13th victory of the season.
Take a look. The Danny Mack's trying to go downfield. But here comes Reggie Gibbons hard off the corner. Creates the pressure. Disrupts the whole play. Rob Waldrop. Man's right there. Andrew Stewart. All of them are around the ball. Danny Mack does not have a chance to get the ball off.
First quarterback sack of the day for the Toronto Argonauts, and it could be the game clincher. Flutie with the bootleg. He's in some trouble. Now he's doing a little dance. And he is drilled back at midfield. It's such a moral victory when you finally catch up to him. Derek McCready, the nose tackle. It's like, oh, we finally got him.
Well, you don't get to see much of Doug Flutie's face as a defensive lineman. You're either seeing a shoulder run away from you or his backside. Derek McCready gets to go nose to nose with him. Doug Flutie's pretty happy right now. All he's doing is killing the clock. It's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's still trying to look downfield, and right at the last minute, McCready comes out of nowhere to plant him.
1:39. 2nd down and 22. Give inside. Nice hole up through the middle.
Good chance here. Edmonton Eskimos, if they call timeout, they'll be able to stop the clock.
Drummond on the carry, and the Eskimos will take their timeout here with 1:29. They're not finished yet.
Yep.
Ron Lancaster hoping that Danny McManus can get it done. Don Matthews always cool in game situations. You know, those wheels are always turning.
They really are, and they're turning at every phase of the ball game. Offense, defense, special teams, he's there. And when you've got that head of Doug Flutie and the head and the brain of Don Matthews, it's a pretty good combination.
Well, the Argos have not lost 2 all season in a row, and coming off a loss in Calgary, they're looking to put this one away. Vanderjack wanted to hang it up short. It's going to go into the end zone, and the Eskimos will bring it out. Boy, they've got a lot of real estate to cover. Don Blair brings it to the 14. Your choice there is you give up 1. Now you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but you get better field position, or you bring it out and you just need the touchdown and the regular convert.
Well, when your back's up against the wall, whether you need to go, you know, from the 35-yard line in to pick up a score and go for 2, why not? Get a chance right now. Blair does bring it out, but now Danny Mack has to move it from about the 14-yard line.
96 yards. The difference between the Edmonton Eskimos losing or going into overtime. McManus has a man open. He's got Flutie at the 38-yard line. Donald Smith on the coverage, but the Eskimos get a big chunk of that in one fell swoop. 14 yards is the gain.
Good protection by the Eskimo offensive line allows McManus to be able to find Darren Flutie down as the defensive backs of the Toronto Argonauts playing that soft 4-deep zone.
McManus again over the middle. Again he's got Flutie. This time to the 49.
Now, Jeff, let's you and I speculate a little bit. Say you go down and you score. Do you kick for the tie or do you go 2 for the win if you're able to do that? You being a betting man, which I know that you are.
Right. I think you take the tie, take your chances in overtime. But that's speculation at this point. The Eskimos are still 61 yards away from that. The Eskimos, although kept, certainly want to try to catch the Calgary Stampeders. They still think they can take first place.
They really can. And just to explain something with the home audience too, again in the Canadian Football League, the last 3 minutes of the half and the ball game, the clock is stopped after every play, particularly on an incomplete pass. But if it's a running play, an active play, it allows the guys to get back on side and line it up before the whistle is blown in.
54 seconds after the incomplete pass. McManus to throw over the middle. He's got Eddie Brown on the run. He's got a first down and more to the Toronto 43. 48 seconds left.
Now I know from personal experience of having accomplished this and also watching some of the games here through our broadcasting that you never say die being at Commonwealth Stadium. Some of the most exciting football has taken place in the last 2 minutes.
No huddle, 4-man rush. McManus with time. He's going deep for Toback. Off his fingertips at the 15. Tobert gave it a good go. Don's starting to look a little nervous. He's working that gum over.
Always thinking, always working out there.
Second down and 10. 40 seconds in regulation time. The Eskimos are down by a touchdown.
Eddie Brown or Darren Flutie.
McManus over the middle, incomplete, and he simply overthrew Mark Tobert.
Oh, had him wide open.
Wide open.
Yep, Danny Mac knew that. Stepped up, just could not get his feet planted. Got a little too much air underneath that ball, and it sailed on him.
Third down and 10.
And I can guarantee you that Doug Flutie's saying, geez, I hope Bro does a pretty good job out there. Just not that good.
Once again, the ball game is on the line with 35 seconds remaining. Third down and 10 Eskimos at the Argo 43. Danny McManus delivers over the middle. It is intercepted by Michael O'Shea. He's bringing it back. He's down at the 47. And there is a mass exodus from Commonwealth Stadium.
Well, you went to the well way too many times. Michael O'Shea has just had a tremendous football game. Not only as a middle linebacker, not only coming up with the big interception, but he has been down and working his butt off on every special teams, making a lot of the tackles. Take a look, right in the middle, playing just like a good linebacker does. Reads the eye of the quarterback, sets down. Danny Mac wasn't going to get that ball in there anyway. Good hands by the linebacker, Michael O'Shea. You can say, big play, baby, big play, that's it.
Flutie will take a knee a couple of times. The Toronto Argonauts rebound from a loss at the hands of the Calgary Stampeders to defeat the Edmonton Eskimos here today. And Don Matthews, as a head coach, including postseason, has lost only 3 of his last 29 games. Ron Lancaster hoping to get past Hugh Campbell in the all-time Eskimo win list today. It's not going to happen for him on this sunny day at Commonwealth Stadium.
That's
Flutie
it.
drops to a knee, and that does it. This one's in the books. The Argos win it. We'll be right back.